my name's Chris. I'm a French language coach. I coach people in French. I'm also a qualified English teacher. I've been doing this for a number of years, and in this video we'll be talking about the language industry. What if I told you that the entire language teaching industry has been hijacked by people who don't belong here? What if I told you that not one single famous polyglot, influencer, celebrity teacher, big business language school is even qualified to teach a language at a professional level? Purely by interest, almost by accident, I made a list. International companies, language method creators, internet famous language tutors, none of them come from linguistics. None of them come from language science. None of them are trained in the analysis of language or teaching. Not some of them are not, none of them are. Just two exceptions among the whole lot. There's Mark Pendleton from Coffee Break French. He's a qualified teacher. I think he's qualified to teach French and German. And there's also obviously Paul Pimsleur, the university professor from the 1960s with his breakthrough method. I think you have to take in what I'm saying here in very ordinary language. Unqualified people who had either A, a talent to market themselves, B, a talent to build large companies, have taken over our scene and called it theirs. It's like the Fugazi song, you know, the alternative rock band Fugazi. They have a song called Five Corporations. It's as if they belong and they've been here all along. It's as if they belong and they've been here all along. And I think this should concern you if you're a language learner. This isn't just about English and French. I'm talking about a worldwide epidemic. It's a worldwide disease. People who don't belong are running the circus, and your results as a learner plummet. And honestly, we're rightly sick of it. We, the true who belong. It's time the real educators took back their industry. We're tired of the witch doctors. We're tired of the cardboard experts and the business-first language platforms. They don't belong. We do belong. You unqualified people are in our house. People say that the language market is oversaturated. I've been hearing this since I first started. But the fact is it's not. It's not oversaturated. In fact, there's not that many opportunities for a learner to learn a language well. There really isn't. If anything, the market is underserved. That's the reality of the matter. But it is full of people with stupid ideas and big business plans who want a slice of the pie and who have a talent to, as I said, to market themselves or to take over industries. We real teachers talk among ourselves. We joke about Duolingo, as everyone does, as everyone should, but nobody seems willing to say out the bigger truth. The entire town is fake. It's Hollywood sets, it's cardboard walls, it's mannequins. The whole industry is run by people who are unqualified to even comment on language, let alone teach it. I made a list of the popular teachers, the popular businesses, as I mentioned. I won't be mentioning them by name, but just look them up. Look them up. It's public information. Whoever you're learning with at the moment, look up their background. They don't come from teaching, they don't come from language. And what's amazing is that they're not even hiding this. They don't even see the issue. That's how normalized it's become. But for this video, I will go through their professional competence and background, just so that you can see the pattern. I want you to see the pattern that I've discovered. Okay, so I have 40 plus names here. They might be solo tutors, they might be big companies, well-known schools. Let's see what their background is. Okay, computer science. No linguistics, no teaching. Computer science. Business and software entrepreneur. Business, computer science, no linguistics, obviously. MBA, business founder. Software engineers. Business/marketing. Entrepreneur. Business and entrepreneur. Oh yeah, that one. He's massive. He's a billionaire. He has no qualifications. Went on holiday to England, had an epiphany, launched a company. Engineering and business. Next one, actor and entrepreneur. Marketing. Self-taught methodology. I love that. So self-taught methodology. Business/tech. physicist, software developer, ex-Google engineer, tech founder / entrepreneur, business, tech startups, game designer, self-taught teachers, I love this, no linguistics or academic training, psychology degree, PhD in philosophy, no linguistics or education of course, entrepreneurs from the entertainment / audio industry, mechanical engineering, industrial management, multimedia / education generalist, actress, media performer, marketing and communications, software developer, MBA / business, computer science, card memorizer, entrepreneur, tech / entrepreneurial, business / tech, entrepreneur, business and entrepreneur background, IT / business, engineering and banking, business and marketing, computer scientist, opera singer, businessman / entrepreneur, journalist and author, electrical engineer. I've just read through a list of 40+ language providers, big or small, well known to you. That's the pattern I discovered. It is a pattern. It is a pattern. It is a very, very clear pattern that we can't ignore. It's as if dentistry was run by Hollywood stars. It's as if the car industry was run by people who repair bicycles. It's no longer a question of who isn't qualified. The question is who is qualified. And you probably sensed it without even knowing it. Maybe you didn't know how to verbalize it. And even myself, as an insider to the industry, it took me years to fully see it. I had to create my list of language providers to even see this pattern. Before I saw the full list in front of me, I used to criticize isolated problems. But I was completely wrong. It's the whole damn house. I used to say, oh, that window needs fixing, or that one over there is broken, or look at the door there, it needs fixing also. But no, take a step back. The whole damn house is broken. The entire scene has been taken over by outsiders, and they're ruining your chances of succeeding as learners of languages, and they're also ruining the job market for actual educators. On a personal level, I have to confide, I never felt comfortable in the language scene. I never felt comfortable in this industry. I felt like an outsider. I never felt comfortable. Everywhere I looked, it was either affable, syrupy dorks, I'm sorry to say, or hardline businessmen. You just had two options, dorks or businessmen. And I kept thinking, where are my people? Where is my tribe? Where are they? But I get it now. They've left town. They've gone away. They've deserted the scene. But the fact is that today I feel great about myself. I feel great about myself because I do belong. And this is my house and this is my scene. You, the imposters, you don't belong here. The influencers, the polyglots, the miracle polyglots, the big companies, the people who never studied language academically. I belong. You people don't belong because I'm qualified to do this. I'm qualified to do this. You're not. And look around. And this was also part of my own alienation. Look around. There's not a single inspiring language teaching company today in the world that a teacher would actually want to work for. All the other industries have their, I don't know, their coolest company. You know, you have your Googles, your Patagonias, your Apple. If you're into that sort of thing, if you're into bodybuilding, you want to work there. If you're into, I don't know, cycling, you want to work there. There's always this one coolest company that represents your industry. What do we have? We have dorks and we have hardline businessmen. And we also have teachers and tutors who are feeding these pyramid structures that were built by people who shouldn't even be here. Have you ever asked yourself, as a student of languages, why there's no school you can just go in and out of and know a language? Why there's so many thousands of people who fail all year round? Just look at the YouTube comments. They're all failing. And here's why. The first reason for this is that it's the result of a mass conditioning by a distorted language industry. Number two, it's bad teaching done by tutors who don't want to work for these big businesses, or teaching done by snake oil merchants and witch doctors who claim to know multiple languages but do get dismantled, and very easily so, rationally, by people like myself, as soon as we hear them speak about their miracle methods, or even their level in a foreign language. All of this, gradually, has created a phenomenon of amnesia and hypnotism. Learners today have been so conditioned by this broken system that they don't even recognize effective teaching anymore. And that's the scary part to me. That's the real scary part. They don't even recognize effective language teaching practices. And it's a bit like reintroducing a population to medicine after years of snake oil. If you've never heard of me, I'll remind you of what I've been saying for months and even years on my channel about the industry. Number one, FLE, Français langue étrangère, French for French people classes won't work for you because your brain runs in English and not in French. Number two, exposing yourself to garbage content destroys your foundation in a language instantly. Number three, polyglot influencers. They make no sense. I studied under professors who had dedicated their lives to English. Even they didn't sound like the genuine article. You're telling me that a polyglot with no qualifications can just come in here and say, oh, you know what, I sound like a real native. No, you don't. Number four, apps don't work. Number five, A1 to C2 levels bureaucratic fiction. Number six, Duolingo thrives because it understands human fear better than it understands language teaching. Number seven, tutoring platforms were invented by people who don't understand education. Worst invention ever. Number eight, the risk of playing at language learning while genuinely believing that you're doing it seriously. Number nine, your teacher must absolutely understand your native language as well as you do, or they can't properly diagnose you. Number 10, I taught an American woman French in 200 hours without even particularly trying. Number 11, I talked about the whole myth of real French versus street French or unofficial French, whatever it's called, that whole fantasy. Next one, I did make a video about a broken language industry. I did make a video about how it's so hard to change a language learner's mind about what actually works. I did tell you about the pyramid model that we see today in language teaching and how size is in direct opposition to quality in language teaching. Size in language teaching is the opposite of quality. It can't work and it does not work. I told you about their necessity to standardize procedures in language schools to develop a brand. Obviously, otherwise you don't have a brand if you don't standardize. I told you that beyond a certain size, beyond a certain small size, management had no idea what goes on in any of the classrooms. Quality control was impossible. And by the way, you have to be such an outsider to language teaching to even consider that it's a good idea to create tutoring platforms. What an idiotic idea. It's like going, oh, you know what, I'm going to create a virtual supermarket for tutors and teachers and they're all going to compete on price inside my little website. And even if there's no quality, it won't matter because the money's going to come up to me. Of course, it's going to fill my pockets and it's all that really matters. It's a stupid idea. It always was. I explained also that there was no possible way of getting a team of teachers together or linguists to build an app or a platform. I explained how Google reinforces the bias by serving the largest common denominator, which is also the least effective. I also told you about the risk of trusting language apps built by whoever the hell and how structurally these apps can't work. It cannot work to build an app or have an app built by a team of linguists. And I could go on and on and on, but the real point is all these broken ideas come from who? From outsiders to our industry. These are solutions that are proposed by outsiders, solutions to a practice, a form of art, even a science that they don't understand because they are outsiders and they don't belong. So to conclude this video, this isn't about me. This isn't about buy my program instead. It's not about that. I think this is about a necessary wake-up call, a very serious wake-up call. This video I'm making is rather about find yourself a true professional who did study language as their main study course at university. Not because it's simply better, quote unquote better, but because academic knowledge still has relevance. We, the true, dedicated years of our lives to study language in an academic context, and we were taught by people, by professors who themselves dedicated their lives to the study of language. We're not the guy who had an epiphany while he was backpacking in France and said, oh, I'm learning in full immersion, wow, languages are so cool, I need to start a little language business. We're not the people who did an MBA or who come from advertising or marketing and who said, oh, you know what, I need to get into this language teaching thing. We're not those people. We belong, we're qualified for this. You do not. You're in our house. You have no business in language teaching. My name is Chris. Thank you very much for listening.